Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can learn how to read body language, how to efficiently see if somebody is lying to you, whether somebody is attracted to you, and to understand the signals you yourself put out into the world without even being consciously aware of it. It all works on a subconscious basis, so it is a very honest means of communication, and it will allow you to read the minds of others given that you start to identify the patterns. If you enjoyed the topic and you enjoy what we discuss, I would recommend you click like and subscribe. And if you want to have your own videos done up or ask your own questions as to which I can answer, please feel free to click the link in the bio below to support me. Thank you. So today we're going to be talking about the starting position. Okay, so as you can see in the image before you, this is when somebody is seated. The individual places the hands on the thighs. The feet are forwards, they could be below the chair, but the more forward, the more bold the expression and behaviour, okay? And the feet may potentially be on the balls of the feet as if to get up. So, as if we were seeing a sprinter or a runner getting prepared to hear that gunshot and set off into the race. Now, this is a seated readiness, all right? So the hands clasp the knees and the feet are potentially in the starting sprinter position. All right. Now, this is a very bold behavior stating that somebody is ready to get up and go. All right. So if you see this when you're in a conversation with somebody and you've been talking to them for half an hour at a coffee shop or so forth, they're ready to go. They're ready to go elsewhere. Now, perhaps they've been talking about going and getting another coffee and they're just waiting for you to finish your conversation. Or maybe they're just wanting to get a move on. All right. Because they've got better things to do with their time. So you need to identify this behavior to ensure that you're not overstaying your welcome. Okay. So it's a very vivid image of somebody who is ready to depart. Okay. So I see this, and I don't say I see this. I do this behavior myself. So a variation would be, let's say when I used to do driving lessons, at the end of my lesson, my instructor used to talk to me and run through the lesson and what we've learned. And sometimes I just want to get out because, I was tired learning how to drive. So I would be halfway leaning out of the door. All right. My body was showing very clearly where I wanted to be. Now, if my driving instructor had, been able to assess and read my body language, which is a very clear indication that I want to depart, then maybe we would have both been a bit happier because they wouldn't have to bother me and become a bit frustrating every time we finish the lesson and I get to go. All right. So it is important to be able to read this behavior. So the feet, okay, where are the feet indicating? Because they may double up where the individual wants to be at that moment in time. So obviously they want to get up and out. Now, if you consider them wanting to leave, so you've had a good conversation and now it's time to go home, are the feet also pointing towards the exit, indicating that they're attracted to that exit and want to walk towards it? Or are their feet, pointing towards the toilet? They want to get up and nip to the toilet. They might not have even mentioned it to you, but you can read that this individual wants to go somewhere. In a job interview or in an office space in general, let's say you've popped in to speak to your manager, okay, and they're sitting there behind their desk, listening to you, and you've sort of sprung up on them without much notification prior, and you've asked for a little bit of assistance and they're speaking to you, and about 3 minutes in you see this behavior in the individual, yet verbally they're not telling you they want to go, but their body is stating, I want to get moving. You don't want to annoy your boss, do you? So pay attention. Okay. This is an intention movement. It shows intention within the individual. They want to take action. In sales, okay, it shows that the individual is ready to make a move. And by make a move, it could either mean leave, as we've spoken about. have a look at the cluster of behavior. Where are they pointing? Where is their energy facing? Or it could also show that they're ready to commit. So they've had enough of the jargon and the nonsense, and they just want to buy the, you know what I mean? They just want to purchase the vehicle. They want to purchase whatever you're selling to them. They don't want to hear about any more additional bits and bobs. They're just ready to do it. All right. So pay attention if you're in sales. It closes into the other person. So the individual is moving into you, right? Potentially, don't get me wrong, they could be facing a different direction, but more than likely they're going to be reaching into you as, you know, I'm sure you're not going to be sitting back to back communicating. So they might be leaning into you or leaning a little more closer to you in your personal space, which is quite a bold shout to say, come on, let me get a move on. They're not hiding it. It's quite a clear intention, all right? And that's about it, really. So pay attention to the feet. The hands can be used as self-soothers. So rubbing onto the legs, top of the thighs, we've discussed that it's a self-soothing behaviour, which sends positive endorphins to the brain. So if the individual is a bit stressed, such as me doing that driving lesson or trying to finish it off and leave, we might be rubbing or clasping onto the legs just to, you know, give us a little bit of security and positive feelings within the stressful situation. All right. Hopefully this was of benefit. Obviously, we don't need to necessarily go into the hardwiring and the each and every single isolated instance which is going on with this body behavior. You just need to pay attention to it as a whole. And once you absorb that information, you will be able to identify it every time it comes up. You don't want to miss this behavior. It's not one you want to be missing, purely as you're going to frustrate the individual by continuing to, keep them in this situation. And I'm sure you yourself have been in this position where somebody's just kept you for ages and you've been really waiting to go. So hopefully this was of benefit. Like I said, like and subscribe. And if you are interested in me doing a video on any of your situations, so this person does this, why? Does this person like me? How can I produce, how can I develop my character through my nonverbal communication and so on and so forth? Just click the link in my bio. Cheers.